Kenka 349 Almasias Linda Harika. Bu, Christopherin Metni Jersektan Sindarek Okadugunu v Isliasi o Atmosphere Soktugunu Gosterier. 1 Sotlik Burbeljeselin Jurasai Isen 3 to 4 Dakika Arasi Idealder. Kunku Isliasi Ankak Bu Shurid Hypnoz Edibilerson. Simdi Suriai Tam 3 to 310 Araligina Sekmek Isen Metni Millimetric Olarak Trasladim v Tempoyu Iarladim. Christopherin Hizini 0.80 Yaparsan v Aradaki Baslaklari Biraz Daraltursan Tam Hedify Varuras. Is Lost Realities 1. Bolam Jurasai Isen Tam Alkasund Ingelis Metin. Lost Realities Chapter 1. The Mirror and the Illusion. Christopher S.E.S. Ayari. Speed 0.80. Stop. Stop for a second. Truly, stop everything you are doing. Look at your hands. Look at the intricate, microscopic lines on your palms. Observe the sheer complexity of your skin, the way it heals, the way it feels. Now, walk to a mirror. Look deep into your own eyes. Beyond the color, into the darkness of your pupil. Who is looking back at you? For your entire life you have been fed a story. A very comfortable, very linear story. It is the story of a random evolution in the ancient mud. They told you that you are just a happy accident of nature. A biological coincidence that somehow resulted in you. But let me ask you a question. Does that explanation truly satisfy the whispers in your mind? Does it explain that cold shiver of doubt you feel when you look up at the silent stars? Have you ever felt like a complete stranger on your own planet? Why, out of millions of species, only humans possess this haunting level of self-awareness? Why do we build massive cathedrals? Why do we compose symphonies that make us cry? And why do we look at the night sky with a longing that we cannot explain? It is as if we are looking for a home that we once knew but were forced to forget. Are we really just highly evolved animals? Or is our existence the result of something much more deliberate, something calculated, a precise, genetic intervention from a force that we are not yet ready to name in our history books? I want to ask you, the person watching this right now, look deep into your own soul. Forget the propaganda. Do you truly believe your consciousness is just a random chemical reaction? Or do you feel deep down that a massive piece of the puzzle has been stolen from us? Please, go to the comments. Tell me honestly, do you feel like a child of Earth? Or do you feel like a guest from far, far away? Because what we are about to uncover together will not just change your mind. It will shatter your reflection in that mirror forever. Welcome to Lost Realities. Now that we have questioned our reflection, let us look at the code, the blueprint that defines everything you are. Inside every cell of your body, there is a smoking gun that mainstream science struggles to explain. This is the mystery of chromosome 2, Duraklama. In the natural world, evolution follows a very strict path. Our closest living relatives in the animal kingdom, the chimpanzees, the gorillas, and the orangutans, all possess 24 pairs of chromosomes. According to the theory of evolution, we shared a common ancestor with them. But here is the anomaly: humans have only 23 pairs. One entire pair of chromosomes is missing. Where did it go? Did we simply lose it? Duraklama. Biologists will tell you that 2 chromosomes fused together. And they are right. Chromosome 2 in humans is indeed the result of 2 separate chromosomes being welded into one. But look closer. In nature, when chromosomes fuse, it usually results in tragedy, infertility, genetic disorders, or the end of a bloodline. But in us, this fusion was perfect. It gave us the ability to speak, to think, to create, and to dominate this planet. It happened in an evolutionary heartbeat. It wasn't a slow process, it was an upgrade. Ask yourself, is it a coincidence that this fusion looks exactly like a laboratory operation? If you were a genetic engineer wanting to upgrade a primitive species, this is exactly how you would do it. You would splice the code. You would sign your work. Duraklama. But who were the engineers? To find them, we must look back 6,000 years to the scorching sands of Mesopotamia. The Sumerians, the first civilization to have writing, law, and advanced astronomy, left behind thousands of clay tablets. They didn't speak of evolution. They spoke of the Anunnaki, those who from heaven to earth came. The tablets describe a being called Enki, a master scientist from another world. They claimed that the Anunnaki needed a worker. They took a primitive hominid already existing on Earth and, in their words, fixed upon it the image of the gods. They mixed their own essence with the blood of the earth. Look at the ancient Sumerian seals. They show the double helix of DNA, thousands of years before modern science even knew what DNA was. What do you think when you see these ancient carvings showing a tree of life that looks identical to a genetic sequence? Do you believe the Sumerians were just imaginative, or were they recording the birth of our species in a laboratory? Duraklama. This is the bridge between science and myth. The fused chromosome in your body is the physical evidence of the stories written on Sumerian clay. We are a hybrid species, a bridge between the stars and the earth. But why? Why create us? Why give us just enough intelligence to serve, but not enough to understand our true power? The deeper we go, the darker the truth becomes. Stay with us. Duraklama. What are your thoughts on this genetic fusion? Do you think science is hiding the truth about our artificial origins? Let's discuss this in the comments below. The evidence is in your blood. The history is on the tablets. And the reality is being lost. If we are indeed a hybrid species designed and upgraded in a laboratory, then the biggest question remains, where are they now? Why did the creators leave their masterpiece behind? 5 Sanai Duraklama. Across every ancient culture on Earth, from the Maya in Central America to the Egyptians at the Nile, there is a recurring story of a great flood. A global cataclysm that wiped the slate clean. Mainstream archaeology calls it a myth. But what if it was a calculated factory reset? Duraklama. The Sumerian tablets tell a chilling story. They claim that the Anunnaki knew the disaster was coming. They saw the shift in the Earth's crust, the melting of the ice caps. And instead of saving their creation, they decided to let us perish. But one of them, the scientist Enki, broke the code of silence. He chose to save a seed of humanity. Duraklama. But ask yourself, after the waters receded, why did humanity suddenly possess advanced knowledge of mathematics and building? Look at the Great Pyramid of Giza. It is not a tomb. There are no mummies, no hieroglyphs inside. It is an engine of stone, aligned with the stars of Orion with impossible precision. Could these structures be the remains of the forbidden technology left behind? Power plants, or perhaps communication beacons to call home? Duraklama. What do you think? Were the pyramids built by slaves with copper tools, or are they the leftovers of a high-tech civilization that abandoned us? I want to see your theories in the comments. Don't hold back. Let's question the narrative together. Duraklama. The Anunnaki left, but they left a system of control in their place. They gave us kingship and religion. They taught us to bow down, to serve, and to wait for their return. They gave us enough technology to build cities, but not enough to leave this planet. We were left in a state of global amnesia. We forgot our creators, we forgot our true power, and we started calling the engineers gods. Duraklama. Is it possible that we are still being watched? That the UFOs witnessed by our military today are not visitors from another galaxy, but the landlords checking on their property? Are we an abandoned experiment, or a crop waiting for the next harvest? Duraklama. Think about the silence of the universe. Maybe it's not that there is no one out there. Maybe we are just in a closed quarantine zone. The evidence of our forgotten past is buried under the ice of Antarctica and hidden beneath the sands of Iraq. The truth is screaming at us through the ruins of the ancient world. We are a species with amnesia, but the memory is starting to return. The code in our DNA is waking up. Are you ready to remember? Or is the truth too heavy to carry? Stay with us, because in Chapter 4 we go deeper into the secret war between those who want to free us and those who want to keep us in chains. Welcome back to Lost Realities. We have spoken about the bones and the blood. We have examined the stone engines of the ancient world. But now, we must talk about the invisible, the part of the human anomaly that cannot be seen under a microscope, our consciousness. 5 Sani Duraklama. If you were a master engineer who created a worker race, what would be your greatest fear? It wouldn't be their physical strength. It would be their awakening. If the slaves realized they had the same creative power as the gods, the empire would fall in a heartbeat. To prevent this, did the architects install a spiritual firewall in our DNA? Duraklama. Ancient texts speak of the 7 veils or the shutting of the third eye. Modern science calls it the pineal gland, a tiny pinecone-shaped organ in the center of your brain. Why is this gland calcified in 80% of the modern population? Is it just our diet, or is it a deliberate frequency attack? Duraklama. Look at the world around you. We live in a sea of electromagnetic frequencies. Wi-Fi, 5G radio waves. But even more subtle is the frequency of fear. Fear is a vibration that keeps the human heart in a low-density state. When we are in fear, we are easy to lead. We are easy to harvest. Could it be that our planet is actually a frequency prison, designed to keep our souls from vibrating at their true cosmic level? Duraklama. I want to ask you a very personal question. Have you ever felt a sudden burst of joy or a deep connection to the universe, only to have it crushed by the noise of modern life? Do you feel like your true potential is being muffled by an invisible pillow? Tell me about your experiences with this mental fog in the comments. Are we being suppressed? Duraklama. There is a secret war happening right now. A war for your attention. A war for your vibration. Those who kept the secret of our origins know that the genetic seal is weakening. The Earth is moving into a new area of space, a higher energy zone. Our DNA is beginning to uncoil. The junk DNA, that 97% of our code that scientists ignored, is starting to pulse with light. Duraklama. This is why the control systems are becoming so desperate. The 24-hour news cycle, the constant distractions, the division, it is all a desperate attempt to keep your frequency low. Because once you remember who you are, once you realize you are a multidimensional being wearing a biological suit, the game is over. The architects lose their power. Duraklama. Are you a prisoner, or are you a god in a state of amnesia? The answer lies in your ability to quiet the noise and listen to the pulse of your own blood. Your DNA is an antenna. It is time to change the station. But who is trying to wake us up? And who is fighting to keep the lights off? As we move into Chapter 5, we will look at the whistleblowers of the ancient world. The ones who died to bring us this flame of knowledge. Stay tuned. You are waking up to lost realities. Everything we have discussed leads to this moment. The genetics, the ancient tablets, the suppressed frequencies, and the secret societies. They all point to a singular, terrifying conclusion. We are not a finished product. We are a project with a deadline. The Sumerians spoke of a celestial cycle, a long, elliptical orbit of a world they called Nibiru. They believed that whenever this world returns to our inner solar system, the creators return with it. But they don't return to help us. They return to inspect their investment. Look at the chaos in our world today. The rapid acceleration of technology, the strange weather patterns, and the mass sightings of unidentified craft. Could it be that the architects are already here? Are they walking among us, hidden behind the veils of power, waiting for the right moment to trigger the next phase of the experiment? I want to ask you a question that might haunt your dreams. If you were the creator of a biological machine, and that machine started to develop its own soul, its own will, would you set it free, or would you wipe the hard drive and start again? Tell me your darkest thoughts in the comments. Is humanity ready to graduate, or are we facing a final harvest? The signs are everywhere for those who have the eyes to see. Our DNA is reacting to cosmic radiation that science cannot explain. We are becoming more sensitive, more aware, and more dangerous to the system. This is the moment of the great choice. We can either remain as the Adapa, the worker race, or we can claim our heritage as the masters of our own destiny. The lost reality is that you are more powerful than the ones who built you. You have a spark of the infinite that they can never possess. They gave you the code, but the universe gave you the fire. The project is coming to an end. The curtain is falling. Whether this is the end of the human story or a magnificent new beginning depends on one thing: your awakening. Thank you for walking this path with us. Keep questioning, keep searching, and never, ever forget who you truly are. You are the glitch in their matrix. You are the fire from the stars. If this truth is so profound, if it is written in the very fabric of our blood, how has it stayed hidden for thousands of years? Who are the gatekeepers of our global amnesia? We have been told that history is a record of facts, but in reality, history is nothing more than a narrative agreed upon by those who hold the keys to the kingdom. Since the collapse of the first Sumerian cities, a shadow has moved behind the curtain of every major civilization. A network of elite bloodlines and secretive orders who believe they are the only rightful heirs to the ancient technology of the creators. They do not view themselves as your leaders, they view themselves as your owners. They don't call themselves engineers, they use titles like the Enlightened or the Illuminated. But make no mistake, their light is not meant to guide you. It is a blinding shroud designed to keep you wandering in the darkness of ignorance. From the high priesthoods of ancient Egypt, who kept the secrets of the stars locked away in stone, to the mysterious monastic orders of the Middle Ages, the mission has never changed. The objective is the absolute monopolization of the master code. These groups understood a fundamental truth early on. Knowledge of our genetic origins is the ultimate form of power. If the masses, the billions of people walking this earth, ever realized they were part God, every throne on this planet would crumble into dust within a single day. To prevent this awakening, they constructed a massive psychological labyrinth. They created religions to make you bow, they created borders to make you fight, and they created a version of science that ignores the soul. Look closely at the world around you. Have you noticed how the same symbols appear in the most powerful, untouchable places on Earth? The double-headed eagle, the all-seeing eye atop the pyramid, the compass and the square. These are not merely decorative ornaments. They are a silent language, a map of a lost reality that only the initiated are allowed to read. I want to ask you a question that most people are too afraid to voice. Why is it that the most significant archaeological sites in the world, from the ancient ruins of Iraq to the mysterious anomalies detected under the ice of Antarctica, are always the first places to be occupied by military forces? Why is national security always the excuse to shut down a site where our true history might be buried? What are they really protecting down there? Is it the past, or is it a future that they don't want you to participate in? Think about this deeply and tell me your theories in the comments. Why are we forbidden from touching our own heritage? Throughout the centuries, there have been brave souls who tried to break the seal and bring this fire to humanity. The Gnostics, the alchemists, the heretics who were hunted and burned at the stake. They weren't fighting over different names for God. They were trying to warn us. They were trying to tell us that we are sparks of light trapped inside a biological prison cell. They were the original whistleblowers of the genetic intervention. And the system responded with fire and blood to ensure their message was erased. Look at the burning of the Library of Alexandria. Look at the destruction of the Mayan codices. These were not accidents of war. They were targeted strikes against the collective memory of the human race. Every time a civilization gets too close to remembering its origins, the reset button is pressed. Even today, in our world of supposedly free information, the suppression continues. When an archaeologist finds a giant skeleton that shatters the Darwinian timeline, the bones disappear. When a geneticist finds evidence of artificial splicing in our non-coding DNA, their funding is cut and their reputation is destroyed. The guardians of the lie are desperate. They know that we are approaching a tipping point. With the birth of the internet and the global shift in consciousness, the wall they built around our minds is finally starting to crack. They want you to believe that you are a random accident of chemistry. They want you to think your life has no inherent purpose beyond survival and consumption. What? Because an accident is easy to manage. An accident has no destiny. But a designed, multidimensional being, a human who remembers their celestial origins, is the greatest threat to the global control system. You are that threat. You are the variable they didn't account for. The question is no longer whether we were visited in the past. The question is, who is standing in the way of our reunion with our true selves? Who is standing between you and the stars? As we move toward the final revelation, we must face the possibility of their return. Are the architects coming back to settle the account? Stay with us. The veil is lifting on lost realities,